appreciate you. Hi, everyone. I want to make the announcement that if you get on, 10 minutes, 5 minutes early, we'll all say hi or whatever. And sometimes I actually allow people to pick the subject. Today, I have a subject because I listen to the people, and a lot of people are asking me for this. So that's what I'm going to do. So today, subject is baby steps. I know a lot of you have heard this before. One of my fun shows I love watching is What About Bob? If you guys haven't watched it, rewatch it. Because, just bottom line, what happens is his therapist, he can't even leave his house. You know what I mean? For all the mental conditions that he's in. And all of a sudden, the therapist goes on vacation, and now he feels like he's got an anxiety emergency that he's got to talk to his therapist. And so what he remembers is the therapist said to him, baby steps, baby steps. And he goes, so if you just do everything and just look, and we talked about it on another video where Martin Luther King has that great graphic where, you take one step at a time, and that's how you get to a top of a ladder. or top of a staircase. And of course, another one is, I don't know if you guys have seen the Bob Newhart clip. I just love that one all the time. Stop it. but Bob will, Craig will make sure that he posts it. But, so what he did is now that he needs something really bad, time with his therapist, then he just takes baby steps until he gets out of his apartment. And then he's panicked because he's in the hallway for the first time in forever. So now I just got to take baby steps to the elevator. And the reason for this video is in a blink of an eye, thanks to each and every one of you that are members with Unlimited Wisdom, we're number 26 out of 172,600 communities. And we're number 6 in personal development. And the reason why is if you look at our leaderboard, it's like, I think we got 4 people now that have flames. You know what I mean? So Jody, we got Melody. I don't want to miss any Scott, of course, Scott on here. And then also Ron Deering. So, and that's one of the things I want to talk about is that, first of all, I'm going to make a very bold statement. But with everything changing the way it's changing right now, people that are part of and build communities are going to be the people that are going to run the show. No doubt about it. Because there's either people out there that are trying to sell stuff, and then there's people that actually care. So you get around these people that say that they care for you, but how many of you notice now that you're on other social medias like Facebook or X or Instagram or whatever, LinkedIn? How many people notice that you can come up with a really great idea, really nice thought, and then you put a post together, a creative short video, and then you post it on social media and crickets. And the social medias now have turned into a place that if you're not willing to advertise, then they're not interested in you at all. But here's something worse. I've spent millions of dollars on Facebook advertising. And all of a sudden, overnight, they just went, no, we're not going to connect you to the people you want to be connected to. So that's why I know for a fact that people that are building a community, I've had three or four people that have reached out to me, and they go, are you selling memberships? Because they're so used to the world just being transactional. They're so used to the world just being transactional. So if I reached out to you on a personal level with a personal voice message saying, hey, Deborah, I was thinking about you, and I was wanting you to be a part of the community because I just love your heart, your soul, and your spirit. And I just want you to be a part of a community of people that want to love up on each other. And if you're always being pitched to, if you're always being talked at like a talking head, if no one's really part of the community, the reason that unlimited wisdom is flying by everyone is because the people in those communities are not engaging. They come in, they feel like they're being, sold on, so they just disappear. You know what I mean? So one of the rules of unlimited wisdom is no business opportunities, all right? You're not selling anything in here. But when we talk about baby steps, getting your flame, 10 activities a day for 30 days. How many people think that's a baby step? And so we're really clear, what is an activity? An activity would be to click on somebody's post, and when it opens up, take a few milliseconds to actually maybe even watch their 1-minute video or look at what they wrote and leave a heartfelt message. Because I think a lot of people are just, hey, thumbs up, I'm gone. You know what I mean? No, that's not an activity. They don't reward that. A GIF. Wow, I shared this with Terry, my wife. So you open up the GIFs and you actually write in that little search window what you're looking for. And there's a lot of fun ones in there. And then you can post that and it's like, good morning or whatever. So a baby step would be, if I could teach you to do anything, it's to generally learn to care for other people and actually post and learn how to do a baby step every day of just getting to connect with other people that love connecting. I see Mary Valchek's on here. And when I first got involved with her and met her, it was through a business opportunity. And she said, Robert, tell me what I need to do. And I said, listen, I want you to just have 5,000 followers or friends on Facebook. And when I say that to people, they go, well, when should I try to sell them something? Hey, let's learn a skill of communications. How many of you think that this should be taught in school? You know, that you genuinely, with a heart and a soul and a spirit, can reach out to an individual looking for nothing. Looking for nothing. Because the biggest compliment that I get still to this day is, man, Robert, you're so down to earth. You're so down to earth. You really sound like you care. So then when you tell people they got to develop that skill before people will know, like, and trust them, then this is a baby skill, right? So I'm going to put this in our training because I want people to watch it, because, you know, baby steps is right away, now that in a blink of an eye, with Unlimited Wisdom being a little over a month old, you know, the amount of content that we have is just, man. Well, we're producing live content every day. So you can look at the calendar, right? So I've noticed this, and every one of you can say yes or no in the chat, or give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. But have you guys noticed that the reason that podcasts are so big right now is that people don't like watching replays of videos? I'll watch a podcast because someone told me that it was really good, but I won't go to the person's podcast platform and see what other podcasts they did and watch replays. Are some of you, like me, just not really interested in replays of videos? Okay, so here's another baby step I'd like you to take, is that when you click on Classroom and then you click on each one of our courses, and the first thought in your mind is, for the love of God. Oh my God, I could never get through all this. I would highly suggest that the baby step should be, let me look on the calendar and figure out which one of these I can jump on live. Now, you don't have to put your camera on. You don't have to even unmute yourself and say hi. But you could get on a live to meet the other people inside of Unlimited Wisdom and sort of go, this seems like a really different group of people. This really seems to be something, you know? So then we have ones that are interactive. So we have like this one that we do, you know, just live, you know, at Daily Wisdom that we do on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Fridays. But on Mondays, we have this thing called Recess. And all we do on the total recess is just jump on the recess. And all we do is there's no agenda. No agenda. No one talking about anything, but just, hey, how was your weekend? What's going on? You know, what's new? What's whatever. So how many of you have ever been in a Hangout or a Zoom and there's no agenda? I have a feeling that because of people coming on like Martin from other places in the UK, that we'll probably start doing them at different times. We'll probably add more recess because, you know, people talk about, you know, what's important to them and where they're from and where they live. And it's funny, some of the topics that are on recess. But the reason that the name ended up Recess is we put it on a poll of everyone who wanted a different name, and there was some incredible names. And all of a sudden, my wife said, you know, well, recess was my favorite subject in school. And it's like, wow, was it by accident that in school she felt like she was talked at and she was a daydreamer? And she didn't like school, but she liked the recess where you just got, you know, we're talking about, hey, dodgeball, tetherball. We're talking all this stuff with recess. Now, for those of you that know me really well, I also on Thursday nights, we do breakthroughs. Now, a lot of you raise your hand. You know, Deborah said this. I know Sandy said this. There's a lot of people that knowing me, Jody, Lisa Marie, Melody, you know, and other courses and other things that I've done. I always had these breakthrough sessions where I could help people break through. You know, they're saying, this is bothering me. This is bothering me. You know, this is bothering me. And a lot of people, believe it or not, sent me messages about breakthroughs they had because they seen me do a breakthrough for somebody else, right? So these are just people coming on there and saying, listen, I have no idea why I procrastinate. Every morning, I get up to do whatever I'm doing, and then I just don't do it. Hey, Corky, nice to see you on here. And so, yeah, one of the breakthroughs is Corky. Corky was on one of our breakthroughs, and he does like a lot of us. You know, he had a lot of balls in the air, a lot of distractions, a lot of stuff. And in a breakthrough, I just told him, I said, listen, you just need to be Santa 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so he started being Santa and now has over 3 million followers on TikTok. And if you asked him if he was doing it for money, the answer would be no. He just loves up on people. But because of who he is and who he says he wants to help, he touches people's spirits and their souls, and they throw money at him. So he's done some incredible things for, you know, children that have been in hospitals and all kinds of stuff. So that might be a baby step for you. Now, also on Saturdays, what we have is we got Ask Us Anything. Now, a lot of people like Corky and other people know that I have an incredible 3 sons. Sounds like a movie or something, or a TV show. But one of my sons is just a crazy creative person on AI. And a lot of people see my online presence. I always tell people, I'm sort of freaked out about this, and it even makes me feel humbled. But if you ever go to Gronk or AI or Chat GPT and just put in, can you tell me a little bit about Robert Hollis? It is humbling. It is very, very humbling. But people could just go to Google and put in who's Robert Hollis, right? But it's pretty interesting that all this information is out there about me, and it's thank God it's good. It's really, really good. So people said, "Hey, why should I listen to this clown?" And well, because he's a clown with a heart. You don't have to argue. You know what I mean? So people can come on there and ask any question about anything. Lastly, on Sundays is something new that I've started, which is called Master's Mind. And it's with an S. And this comes from the concept of very simply that two or more gathered, there I am in the midst. So my goal with Master's Minds is there's so many different belief systems that my goal is to help all belief systems, come together under one, a thought of just being nice and kind to others. My thought, and not getting off a tangent here, but I believe that your connection to whatever you call it is as unique as your DNA. It's unique as everything about you. So we run into these people that go, I don't think you should think the way you think. I think you should think the way I think. And, again, not getting on a soapbox here, but I was telling Craig, another reason why I wanted to do this video is that my son Matthew sent me a YouTube video with 20 people that were going sort of debating this guy, right? And all I can tell you about the video, and Craig, I don't know if I want you to share it, because I watched it, and here was 20 very young individuals that was talking to this person that, what his father got him to the United States when he was 11 years old, and he's from Iran. And so they had nothing, zero. And this guy worked himself up to be a very, very financially set individual. And so he was trying to talk to these kids, telling them that, he had a choice of either going to jail or going into the army. For those of you that are old like me, that's what judges used to do. You know what I mean? You showed up in court and it's like, listen, yeah, apparently you're not going to listen to your parents. So how about we put you in jail or you enlist in the armed forces? And it's like, hey, I'll do that armed forces thing. Because they don't put up with your stuff. And for those of you who served, thank you very much for your service. But the point is he came out, and like me, when I grew up, I didn't have any access to the internet because it wasn't invented. And I'm not trying to drive a point home here, but I'm looking at the age of the people that are on here. And I just never, ever got caught up with a group of people that just flat out hate the United States. And it's the worst country ever. And so all these kids were all about, why don't we at least try communism, maybe a little bit of communism, socialism, and the country's awful, and they're victims, and they're blaming everyone. And, I just was going, this guy was doing his very best to try to tell each and every one of them that they could change their thinking and change their life. And they just, I don't want anything to do with it. So I was telling Craig that moving forward with Unlimited Wisdom, I do know there's a lot of older people out there like that. So the social media and what happened with COVID and all the stuff with politics and stuff, there's a lot of people out there that do not believe in their abilities to change who they are. And in that case, change every area in their life. And it has nothing to do with finances. It has nothing to do with finances. I tell most people that I believe that you're a winner if you can just no longer have to get a job to support yourself, that you got this thing called freedom. You know what I mean? But I had to be extremely humbled in my life at the age of 27 to get me to open up. I wouldn't want that on anybody. But all of a sudden, have an accident where doctors and surgeons tell you you can't be a mechanic anymore. That's all I knew as my identity was being a mechanic. And I had to lose everything in 9 months, making $900 when I used to live on 3,000. And I had to have everything taken away from me, including, freedom of driving my car wherever I wanted to because a repo guy was coming. And then, getting kicked out of my apartment, having no electricity. I had to have a lot of stuff happen to me before I gave up. And what did I give up on? I give up on apparently I don't know anything. I don't have the ability. Everything that I know is not so. It's like I had to get to that point where I could surrender and be open to other opinions, other thoughts. And as soon as I did that and said, I'm open, then I met some people. They gave me new wisdom that I believed. I applied that wisdom because they believed in me, and everything in my life changed. Fast. Super, super, super fast. Okay? So the reason I'm doing this video is I just wanted to give each and every one of you little baby steps that you could do each and every day, because those little baby steps each and every day compound over into. So maybe plug on the live stuff that we're doing, before you dive into all the recordings. Take the time to, I'm going to say this boldly without knowing this. I bet you there's very few communities out there that have the wisdom of all the people in Unlimited Wisdom have, that are constantly posting. Most of the people in Unlimited Wisdom have been working on themselves their entire lives. So when you see a post in there from Jody, or you see one in there from Bill, or you see one in there from Kevin or Shelly, Mary, every one of them, Arthur, Sandy, everyone that's here, when you see their posts, they're good. They're good. They're thoughtful. They thought about it. Again, they're not looking to try to sell you on something or convince you of anything. So I know that this community is really unique for people because they jump in and they're going like, who can I recruit here? Who is someone I could sell to here? Wrong community. We haven't had to ban anyone yet. So, hey. So, be very, very thoughtful in that. But the first baby step I would ask every one of you to do is just start out with something very, very simple where you can at least log into Unlimited Wisdom. Make sure you look at some of the videos. I mean, just one that just recently is Martin talked about, who moved my cheese? He talked about the book. And then I immediately remembered a video that I'd seen online. So I posted that video online. And if any one of you have seen that video, I mean, for as short as it is, man, it sure punches you in the face really hard over and over and over and over. It's like, who moved my cheese? Wait a minute. Things are not supposed to change. Why is this happening to me? Hum and haw. And, it's like, it's interesting how many people are like, I'm just not going to do anything because things are moving. And so when I looked at that video, I found a brand new video that was made a couple months ago. And so I threw that in there. So it's stuff like that each and every one of us can learn from. But I just want to share with you that, a lot of people, when they first find us, they're going to go, I'm overwhelmed. I'm stuck. I'm confused. I have anxiety. It's like we use all these words that we don't realize is us just stating our state of mind. if you're a person that says, I'm frustrated, I guarantee you, if I followed you around for a week, you would not just be frustrated with unlimited wisdom. How many people that get very annoyed very easy? We call this like a short fuse, right? And they say stuff like, well, I'm not good with technology and I don't have time. And all the words they throw out of their mouth are direct from, Henry Ford. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. So it is amazing to me that people constantly are saying, I'm overwhelmed, I'm frustrated, I can't do this, I can't do that. It's just, and I watched that in these kids. I was telling Craig, I haven't watched something in probably 40 years that depressed me that much. I was just, and again, it brought me to the conclusion that we really think that we have control over our emotions, right? And I made a commitment because my son wanted me to watch it. And you probably go, why would Matt want you to watch this? Because it makes me emotional when I can't reach people. It really, it'd be like one of these things that I could say. if we could change, if we could change places, I would pray to God that you could say something to get through to me. If we could just change places right now, I would pray to God that I would get the download, the words, the things, the parables, the hypotheticals, whatever I needed. I wish you would give me the thing to make me go, holy crap. I never thought of that. And so it's not confusing. Let me tell you what my mentor said to me. So the surgeon just tells me I'm not going to be a mechanic anymore, and I'm probably going to have multiple surgeries on my knee. And the guy that I work for, Roger Penske, said to me, he goes, listen, this too will pass. Don't worry about it. And I remember crying. I'm just like, man, I'm a mechanic. How am I going to take care of my wife and my kids? I'm dyslexic. I got a learning disability. This is what I know I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be an auto mechanic, and now I'm being told I can't be one. And he goes, other than loving to be a mechanic, what were you going for? I said, I wanted to be a crew chief. And he said, Robert, do you know some crew chiefs? I know a lot of them. He goes, why don't you take them out for coffee and beer, and just ask them if they had it to do all over again, would they want to be a crew chief? I said, why are you telling me to do that? Because you're going after an identity and a goal that if you just talk to the people that are already there, they're probably going to tell you they don't want to be there. So why are you creating an imagination in your mind of something that you want to become, and you wouldn't take the time to talk to people that are already achieved it? I never thought of that. That's why I'm here. He said to me, that's why I'm here. So why else would you want to be a mechanic? And I said, well, I got to make money. Why do you need to make money? And I even said to him, I go, that's stupid. I need money for rent. I need money for food. I need money for electricity, car payments, insurance. I have all this stuff I need money for. Survival. And he goes, okay, so then who told you you needed a job to make money? What are you talking about? He knew he had me at a stage in my life where I didn't see the rest of my future being a mechanic. When's the best time to plug some info into somebody's head? And he's going, Robert, there's people all over the world that make money and all they know how to do is make money. They're not interested in getting a job. And I'm like, I don't know what you're saying to me. And he's going, listen, I want you to read this book and then give me a call when you're ready. See, it's like he planted the seed, and then I got the book. I went through it immediately and I called him. Do you know that for 38 years, that book I've shared with other people, and it's less than 10 people of people that I told the same story that I just told now. They went and got the book, they read it, and nowadays I give the book away for free. So now people don't even have to go to a bookstore to get it. They can read it online. They can listen to it online. And they won't do it, and they won't reach back out to me. So you guys know this already, and I'll close with this. There's millions and millions and millions of opportunities in the world. Everybody thinks it's about money. But in reality, why is it then less than 1% of people actually are successful? Do you guys know, as far as when it comes to business opportunities, affiliate marketing, all of this stuff, everyone and that gets big enough, most people, most companies don't stick around long enough to have an income disclosure statement. And I always tell people all the time, hey, you got to look at this company. Do they have an income disclosure statement? No, they're brand new. Well, then give me a call when they're 5 years old and they have an income disclosure statement. Because the same people that are always contacting me about the new program are always the people that are connecting with me about the new program. It's pretty sad when they can't be around for 5 years. That's crazy to me. Why would I want to put people in a company if it can't even make it 5 years? Oh, it's because of that scarcity. The first people in make all the money. Another lie. I've made millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars with companies that are 10 to 20 years old. So it's not that. So wouldn't you agree that if you wanted to do something and be good at it, that you probably got to get in the right state of mind first? And that's what all of unlimited wisdom is. If I can get you in the right state of mind, so you do baby steps every day. See, people are saying, I'm going to start my own community. You can't even communicate with the people in unlimited wisdom. You won't take the baby step of planting seeds before you harvest. That's pretty important baby step. So I believe in you. I know that you can do this without a shadow of doubt. If no one's giving you permission to be happy and be fulfilled and just really live a life that you were created a living, I'm going to give you permission because my mentors did that for me. But I needed to do a video because now people are plugging in and seeing a community that's doing 4,000 activities a day. That's what our community is doing. And people are like, I couldn't even like and comment and say something nice on every new post that is posted. Well, that's pretty awesome, isn't it? I think it's awesome. And it's our group that created that. So those are baby steps. What's another word for it? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So I want you to get used to doing the little baby things that will just encourage you more. And will encourage you more. Will encourage you more. So for brand new people that are on their 7-day trial, if all you did is plugged in when you can to the lives that we do, to feel the people, to feel the energy, there's something that you'll do your best to figure out how to stay a part of this community. So I love you and I appreciate you and see you soon. Anything that I can do, send me a message and I'm here to help you. Take care. God bless, and we'll see you soon. Love and appreciate you.